Good evening and welcome to Meet UCE. For those of you new to our ministry, UCE stands for Universal Chastity Education. I'm Sarah Smith. I am the USA Director of UCE. With your help, we have been reaching young people with a message of sexual purity and chastity in Uganda, Tanzania, and Burundi. Since 2004, when Pueblo physicians, Drs. Ken and Kim Dernovsik, founded UCE, more than 500,000 youth have made chastity commitments. For more background about UCE, after this program, I invite you to watch the 6-minute video entitled A Light Shines from Africa on our homepage, uceglobal.org. In the next 30 minutes, you will meet some of the people that UCE's work has touched, hear more about UCE's healthy, pro-life, international mission work, and learn how you can support our work. We'll begin by introducing you to my colleague, UCE Africa Director and Tanzania Program Officer, Mr. Isaac Lema. Isaac lives in Dar es Salaam, Tanzania. He was a co-founder of UCE Tanzania in 2009 and has been important to UCE Tanzania's leadership ever since. I had a chance to sit down with Isaac to hear about his personal experience with chastity, from his abstinence to faithful marriage, and how he came to educate Tanzania youth about the message of chastity. Could you share with us how UCE has affected your life?
Sure. UCE has been part of my life since I was born, but officially UCE was started here in Tanzania in 2009. And soon after, I heard the message from Father Runge, Father Francesco, who were the founders of the UCE in Tanzania, and then we were welcome on board also to be part of this good news. So I was very happy and say this really is time for me also to preach the gospel of Jesus in another way of saying that people should abstain. But you know, charity begins at home, so it started with me, so it begins with me. So with faith and prayers, then I say, God help me now, I have to take this lead and make sure that the rest of the youth in Tanzania also get this message. But that did not affect another person before affecting me. So the first thing that I remember is I started to tell my friends that I'm abstaining. Mm-hmm. And that was the first thing that I want to hear what will be their opinion. So some of them, they laughed. Some of them, they say, Isaac, are you crazy? And they say, no.
How did you come to that conclusion of abstaining, that was the best choice for you?
Yeah, I was raised in a Christian family. My mother was a Christian, also my father was a Christian. And when I was in standard 5, my mother and father started to follow now the Christian life, and so I was trained to live on Christian life, and that's, as a Christian, I should abstain. So since that time that I was living that time, but you know, with ups and downs, then I was kind of sometimes believing abstinence is the way of life, but growing to believe. Then when I heard about UC is when I know, so this is the lifestyle, not just even a kind of life that you should live like 2 years to 3 years. So it's a lifestyle, it's a life. That's why I say UC now has become part and parcel of my life. In 2013 and 12, it was a moment of me meeting my wife. And when I went there for the first time, I had my card. So what I did, I just say, I have first to share the UC message because I believe on that. And I want also her to know if she was believing on that. So even before saying anything, she asked, I asked, have you been in a relationship? And I say, yes. So what happened to those relationships? And I say, you know what? I have to share this testimony that I chose to abstain. And I was left behind because I chose to abstain. But they want to have sex first before marriage. So when I say no, they break up with me. Then I say, God has answered the prayer. You are my wife now. So we signed the UC, we signed the chastity card, the commitment card. So she has us. So what I did that time, I have only mine signed with my name. So this time I have another card, 2 cards, where I sign on the English side and she signed on the other side. And the other card, she signed on this side and then I signed on this card. So everyone was a card where both of us have signed. So in that case, then I entered in an engagement. So that was engagement with the UC commitment cards. So till I thank God that it was really a good relationship, but also we have an opportunity, the way it impacted me. So I was not thinking about sex. I was not thinking about when we will start doing sex. So I was thinking about other things. So it gave me a moment of thinking other things that will help us to grow further. So I was really preparing for marriage and not preparing for the wedding, because there is a difference between the wedding and marriage.
The next video clip is the chastity pledge Isaac is talking about. At the end of a UCE outreach, each student has an opportunity to sign a chastity pledge card to commit to this lifestyle. Do you ever wonder if the students keep their chastity commitments? Coming up, you will hear how some students save their signed chastity pledge card and give it to their spouse on their wedding day. Burundi Bishop Martin Niyaboho, who started UCE in Burundi in 2006 and served as the national director from 2006 to 2017, tells how he witnessed the current UCE Burundi director, Reverend Onesiphore, pledge to chastity and then share his commitment card with his bride on their wedding day.
The parents are happy with the program because it has saved so many lives, so many lives of young people. And many of them, when they get married, they invite us. They invite us, and we write a letter, a certificate to them on that wedding. I have witnessed myself a couple on that day when the husband just said, there's a commitment card I have signed some years back saying that I remain abstain until I get married. So I give you this card. And the lady would say, okay, I did I did the same. This is my card. And she will put it in her husband's pocket. And they get now a new card. And they both sign a faithful card. One of them is the current UCE National Director in Burundi.
An important part of UCE's message is second chances. In Africa, they say, our God is a God of second chance. Next, we have an amazing testimony from a 16-year-old girl who was selling her body to pay for her basic needs in life since her family situation was broken. When the UCE team visited her school, God touched her heart in an amazing way to choose abstinence and look for other work to meet her basic needs. Through UCE's help, she made a commitment to God and abstinence, now does handiwork and gardening to earn money, and reports improved academic performance.
I'm here to give you my personal testimony. Before UCE reached our school, I was practicing premarital sex, not with one boy but with many. One day, UCE had an outreach to our school. They talked about abstinence. I didn't believe it, but I kept asking myself how possible it could be. While doubting, I signed an abstinence card To assure you, from that day, I'm now abstaining, and my academic performance have improved tremendously. I encouraged my fellow students to take heart and try abstinence. To those who support UCE mission, I thank you so much to continue supporting UCE, to save a life, to save a soul.
Your financial support enabled UCE to help that precious girl from Kasese, Uganda, and others like her. Now I'd like you to meet Father Deusdedit Sekabira, the UCE Masaka Uganda director since 2016, who has a few words about his role in sharing this healthy, godly, chastity message with thousands of youth in Uganda.
And again, coming with this message of UCE, you people you are supporting with us, this is a very wonderful message. It's marvelous. We thank you so much for your support. Please, can you clap for yourselves? Clap for yourselves. Yes. I'm saying this with out of love and concern. Message came. Now we are moving out to schools. We are moving out to villages. We are moving out to parishes, spreading this message of UCE, the message of abstinence, the message of faithfulness. We are telling the younger people who are in school, please don't touch, abstain from sex. First, concentrate on your studies. Then after you are old enough, you can go to church or to any faith you are in, and then you get married. That's the kind of message we are doing in outreaches. And then to the married couples, we are telling them, please, when you married a wife, when you married a man, please never go out with any other woman. Stick to your husband, stick to your wife. That's the kind of message we are giving. And people are responding positively. And my bishop hearing this, he told me, yes, Father Sekabira, with a team, you must go to each and every school in the diocese. Because this message is needed. This message is relevant today for the younger people. The population I was there is very high. Very high. Because the younger people make up around 65% of the population in Uganda. So the younger people are many. So if we don't touch on them, if we don't preach them this message, the country will die. Because for us, we have to hand over this country to the young generation. So how can we hand over a country to a generation which is sick? So we want a generation which is alive. We want a generation which is healthy. Like me, as you see me, I can speak. Yes. That's why the message we are giving in. How do we do this? We go to schools. We make an outreach. Then when we go to schools, we first make a program with them. We make an outreach between 2 hours to 2.5 hours. Sometimes some schools have a lot of children, like 2,000 children, like that. So we give in more time. We first go on outreach. We gather the students in a hall or sometimes under the trees, and then we first pray to God. Prayer is paramount because we are doing this, brothers and sisters, through Christ. For us, we cannot do anything without God. God is in the middle. God is the center of our ministry. We cannot put God out. We are doing this, we know God is with us. So we pray, we sing, we invoke the power of the Holy Spirit to come upon us, that these people we are going to deliver a message to may get this message well through Christ.
When the UCE team travels to give a UCE outreach, they often reach rural areas. Sometimes they have transportation difficulties on the roads, such as flooding and washed out roads from heavy rainfall. Kudos to the team members for their perseverance in sharing this important message. Coming up, UCE volunteer Tanzanian Deo Gratias shares how UCE has helped him live a healthy life and choose a clear direction for his future so he can succeed.
Hello, my name is Deogratias Julius Ramale, a UCE volunteer from UCE Tanzania. So I started to be a volunteer from 2018 after I completed my advanced level education from Budoe Secondary School, which is found in Kilimanjaro region in Tanzania. So today I'm going to share with you the benefit or my testimony since the last year, August of 2020, up to this year, August of 2021. So, first of all, UCE have made me be able to realize my goal. Before joining UCE in 2017, when I signed my card, I had no clear goals, I had no clear visions. I did not know who I want to be. I did not have the clear picture of my career. So through UCE, through the seniors, through the leaders and the peer educators, they helped me to pursue my dream, to create a meaningful goals and be able to achieve them. But as well, the second thing which I got from UC from last year up to today, that I continue living health life, whereby the health life which I'm living is the full chastity life, whereby I can now prevent myself from STI, STDs, HIV, and other related diseases which can be the impact of not living chastity life. So I'm living health life and I'm happy for that. But as well, living health life alone or by yourself is not enough. So from last year, I've been getting the chance to help other fellow youth to develop the tendency of living health life through spreading the chastity message by using different platforms like outreaches in different schools, but as well different groups in the university and etc. And the other thing which I would like to thank the UCE Global UCE Tanzania, that I managed now to complete my university education. So I was pursuing Bachelor of Arts in Psychology, whereby even the selection of the Bachelor of degree which I was taking was being influenced by the UCE team in Tanzania. So I did not know where to go. So I had the clear chastity message, I had the clear goals, but about career I was not sure. So UCE helped me to be who I am, to be where I am, to live a health life, and I'm inspiring other youth to live health life. So I would like to thank the donors, all donors from all over the world for supporting the programs in UCE Tanzania and in other countries. So we really thank you and we really appreciate your help, and we are in need of your help to continue to support other youth to pursue their dreams, but also to live health life. Thank you.
UCE's chastity message has had many wonderful results. Next, a teacher from Uganda explains how the pro-life message of UCE has brought about a decline in teen pregnancies.
Janet, a teacher at Kibale Senior Secondary School. UCE has helped us very much. Before UCE, we are losing 5 to 10 students to early and unwanted pregnancies, but UCE outreach has helped us. We are now 2 years. We have not received or record any case about pregnancies. Then we thank UCE. Thank you, UCE members, and add more support in UCE.
Thank you for helping UCE reduce teen pregnancies. Now, I want you to meet Mary Kitaponda, UCE Tanzania Assistant Manager, who shares how the Tanzanian government values UCE's chastity message and its results. They first require government permission to go into the schools. At the end of the clip, you will hear how, at the Tanzania government's request, UCE helped decrease the pregnancy rate at Kwakilosa School. Note Mary's personal joy of working for UCE since 2011. Does the government see that UCE is making a difference to fight AIDS?
Yes, they
Okay.
find it. For example, there is one school, we go there to ask permission to talk with the students. Then the head of the school ignores, said that they have no chance to give us. Then after 1 year, they found there is 7 girls who are pregnant. Then the government come to us to ask why Kwa Kilosa secondary school there is many pregnancy. Are you continue going there or you stop there? Then we explained that the head of school cancelled about UCE. He didn't want us to go there. Then that government sent us again and go there and said to the head of school, every month UCE must come here and teach about abstinence and teach about chastity. So we tried to go there. Nowadays there is no pregnant there, and also the behavior of the student changed totally. So UCE is like a part and parcel of my life, and I like it and love it, and I will continue working with the UCE whenever I go.
Tanzania has had a very special way of spreading the UCE message. Some students sign a UCE commitment card, graduate, and land a job in a region of Tanzania that has never been visited by UCE. The teacher you will hear is one of those who himself signed a UCE chastity card when he was a student. Now, as a teacher, he brings in the UCE team to give an outreach at his school. These are the teacher's words at the end of the UCE outreach. The translator from Swahili into English is Father Aidan Alungi, UCE Tanzania co-founder and national director since 2008. I had the opportunity to witness this special testimony.
But when I went to high school, then I come to get the message of UCE. Then I was happy that I found the club of UCE over there. Today I have met Brother Isaac. Yeah, he came there when the clubs was being opened with dinner. And also another Brother Gregor. But they have the one who just invited them here. How do you feel that when the future also can invite you, see wherever you are? So I ask you what you have learned. So you have to be a messenger, a preacher of UCE wherever you are going to stay.
Basi nawashukuru sana kwa na sisi kutusikiliza, lakini naomba niulize la mwisho Brother Isaac na kuahidi kwamba kama umefika
I want to promise Isaac that here UCE will be here.
Asante sana, tuko pamoja.
UCE's chastity message has also touched the hearts of the people in Burundi, and many are becoming peer role models. This next student from Burundi describes how UCE is helping her to succeed. Listen as she describes how others are now walking in her feet. Something like we would say, they are now walking in our shoes.
maze kuziga zarafashije cyane. Kuva umunsi ndaziga nafashe ingingo yo kwihangana. Ngeze muhira mama ndabimubwira ndamwereka karte nasinye abibonye aranezerwa, abo tuvukana baranezerwa, banyigirako bimeze neza. Mu kibano naho nyine bimeze neza, abo tubana babonye comportement afise banyigirako. Ngeze ku ishuri naho kubw'ingingo nafashe bimeze neza, umwimbu umeze neza, ndetse n'umuyobozi arabishima, ndetse n'abigisha barabishima. Ingingo nafashe nizera yuko muri kazoza ubuzima bwanje bumeze neza. Hama icyo saba umugambi wa UCE ni uko bokongeza kwigisha abajane kugira ngo twese dushikirwe mu bihugu bitandukanye, bose bashikirwe, ndetse n'amashure atarashikirwa nayo nyene ashikirwe. Turabashimiye kuri ibyo byose mwadukoreye. Iyo mutabikora bameze uko bikora, ariko kubw'inyigisho numvise ubu meze neza. Icyo usabye abandi bajane nkanje ni uko twabwira ko umugambi wo kwihangana, niyo twihangana ubuzima bwacu buzomera neza. Umugambi wa UCE nayo ndasabye yuko bokongeza akarusho ko kwigisha kugira ngo bimere neza muri kazoza, igihugu cyacu kizotera imbere dufashije n'iyo ngingo yo kwihangana.
Your support has helped this student embrace chastity that has touched not only her own life, but the lives of her family and community. Next, I'd like you to meet Resti. She is a UCE volunteer who tells about how UCE has enlightened the people of Masaka, Uganda about the value of chastity, and in doing so has saved many innocent lives.
I'm Namatov Resti, a volunteer in Universal Chastity Education, Masaka branch. I'm happy to inform you that when Dr. Ken and Andrew Dedovsek came to Uganda, they introduced us Universal Chastity Education, which has helped us so much. It has touched our hearts. For example, me personally, we learned from them different things, like abstinence. You know, to the youth, it was not so much into us that we should abstain. We thought that living out with one man or another, it is the order of the day. But when we were told about chastity, we had to change our minds, and we have to live as examples. And here I came to be a volunteer, whereby we visit very many places. We visit the parishes, communities, schools, and we tell them different things about abstinence. Here we find a challenge that many of them tell us that, you know what, the communities tell us when you're virgin, you have a curse. Very many things are being brought about by the people within the communities, and they are told to these ignorant people. And at the end of the day, we find that very many people are dying because of the ignorance. People didn't know about HIV. People didn't know the effects of contraceptives. Now, when UCE came, people are aware because we've visited very many places and told them very many things about chastity. They are very much aware, whereby now the school-going children are focused because we tell them that focus on your books, read, avoid being at school and at the same time having a husband or a wife somewhere. So UCE has so much helped us, and here we find that people are now knowing the problems that when I go in for sex, whether I have condoms, the contraceptives, you will acquire HIV and other sexually transmitted problems, like abortion, death, miscarriages. There is neglect, school dropout, and here very many people are now coming out and they are knowing the negative effects of having sex at an early age. So here, when UCE came, it has enlightened very many people. And we thank the donors, we thank the UCE directors for the support they always render to us, especially the UCE team Masaka branch and the UCE team community at large, because it has helped so much to save the innocent lives of people. It has helped so much to bring out ignorance from people. People are now aware of how to hold their lives, how to uphold things which will help them move on in the future. So I recommend that UCE should continue to reach to even far places where it has not been in existence, so that these people can get to know more about abstinence and faithful living. Thank you so much, and God bless.
We've heard from UCE staff and volunteers so far. Now, I'd like you to hear from Dr. and Mrs. Dennis and Lynn Gimlin, who explain in their own words why they support UCE. Mrs. Lynn Gimlin also serves on the UCE Board of Directors. What made you first support UCE, and what made you decide to go on the trip?
This is a very transparent organization. You know what's going on in the organization at all times from your wonderful reports that we get frequently, the updates. Each year we get a yearly report, and we absolutely are assured that our donations are going directly to funding this ministry. That's always a good thing to know when you support a ministry.
I think knowing the founders personally and knowing that we're like-minded makes it real easy to get on board.
But I think even above and beyond that, what we've seen is that this is a proven, effective message that the Africans themselves began and started.
Yes.
So that in their way of interacting with the values of their culture, they are able to give this message to their young people, and the young people are responding.
Next, a direct thank you from UCE Kasese Uganda Director, Father Peter Mesarika. He has brought the youth the UCE message since 2013 and describes you, our supporters, as our heroes.
I am Reverend Father Peter Mesarika from UCE Kasese. Greetings to you. I want to thank the founders of UCE and the donors who are tirelessly supporting the UCE programs. You are our heroes. Heroes in saving many lives through the UCE message.
There will always be a need for the UCE message, whether it is to help decrease the cases of HIV/AIDS and other STDs, or to share the gospel of Jesus Christ. UCE Africa thanks you directly and asks for your continued support.
We are encouraged. We can't give up unless HIV/AIDS is finished. Even if it is finished, they are still sexually transmitted disease. Even those two are finished, we still proclaim the gospel of Jesus Christ, the Christian ethics to the youth and to the couples. We thank everyone who is contributing from $1 to 10,000. Any one of you have gone to 10,000? If you have not done that, Now, from now onwards, you increase signing big checks. Send big checks to UCE.
At this time, I would like to thank a number of people who make this work possible. Thank you to our UCE Africa program leaders, including Mr. Isaac Lema, Father Peter Mesarika, Reverend Onesiphore, Father Deusdedit Sekabira, and Father Aidan Alungi. Thank you to each person who contributed a testimony in our program tonight. Special thanks to the many UCE volunteers who help keep our overhead costs low, and to UCE staff who make UCE's work possible all year round. My sincere appreciation to our UCE Board of Directors, Drs. Ken and Kim Durnovsik, Dr. Sam Ebersol, Mrs. Lynn Gimlin, Dr. Bruce Lundberg, Mrs. Hannah Rush, Reverend Ephraim Radner, for your work in guiding and supporting this ministry. Thank you, Dr. and Mrs. Sam and Sarah Jane Ebersol, Drs. Ken and Kim Durnovsik, and Mr. and Mrs. Dawn and Helen Banner for your help in putting this special program together. And thank you to you, our supporters. Our international pro-life mission work would not be possible without you, since we rely on private donations. In this program, you have truly been able to meet UCE and hear directly from UCE Africa how your support to UCE helps reduce teen pregnancies, helps youth live healthy, godly lives, and gives them renewed hope and a chance to succeed in their future. I ask you to consider giving a donation to support UCE's work. If you're able to give a monthly gift, please also consider that. We can receive your donation online at uceglobal.org/donate, or you can make a check payable to Universal Chastity Education and mailed to P.O. Box 3541, Pueblo, Colorado. Listen closely. We will close this program with a song written by members of UCE Tanzania. It's called Abstinence for Life. Thank you. God bless you.
Brothers and sisters, welcome to Abustinence. Brothers and sisters, welcome to Abustinence. Brothers and sisters, welcome to abstinence. Cause abstinence, it saves your life. Abstinence is for life. Abstinence is for life. Abstinence is for life. Abstinence to save your life. Ona vijana wamekuwa kama vita, wamekosa dira, hawajui kwa kuelekea. Wazazi wetu wameshindwa kutueleza, ukimwitama unapingwa kwa subira. Watoto wadogo wamekuwa ni makaba, kuwa wavazo ni aibu kuwatazama. Nani asimame? Nani asimame? Abstinence is for life. Abstinence is for life. Abstinence is for life. Is for life. Abstinence is for life. Is for life. Abstinence is for life. Is for life. Abstaining save your life. Abstinence is for life. It's for life. Abstinence is for life. Is for life. Is for life. tunavuta heri ndugu zangu. UCE sisi tumeamua kusubiri, tunajua siku utafika wakati wetu, tutakuwa huru na kufanya maamuzi yetu. Kama kijana usubiri kama sisi, utakuwa huru na kuzidi kujiamini. Jiheshimu